And can I record?
Yeah.
So if anyone doesn't want to be recorded, please put your camera off.
Okay, everyone. Hi, good evening, good morning, good afternoon to everyone. If you can start with writing from where you at the moment on the chat, so we can feel each other a little bit more. And we will start in a few minutes.
I'm working with my phone because my computer froze, okay?
Okay.
And then maybe we can begin because I know Diana needs to leave early and maybe others.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to begin maybe to say the guidelines?
So shalom, salam, hello and peace, everyone, my other selves, as we say here in Alaska. I'm Yael, I live in Alaska now. My motherland is the Holy Land. And the elders here, I work with elders from here in Alaska and around the world. And our elders say that when women come together in true sisterhood, connect to the feminine, the womb, inside them and around them, then if we do it ceremonially and then collectively put that energy outside ourselves, beyond ourselves, then a sacred, safe, brave container is created for something truly to be birthed into the world. And so this is what we are inviting you to do with us. And we are grateful that you are here today. And one of the ways to do this, we found, is to have what we call wombs of peace circles. And these circles are actually based on traditional talking circles that exist in many indigenous traditions in different forms, but they share the same guidelines that were found and gathered by our elder here, the Yupik elder, grandmother Rita Blumenstein, who is no longer visiting this world, but she has handed them down to us. And we find when women do that, and in a good way, an energetic womb is created. So I will read the guidelines because the first guidelines is to read that, just like even if everyone knows it, it's still important to set the table when you're inviting everyone, even if everyone has been to your house and knows where the forks are. So this is a talking circle, which means the circle does the talking. We all are doing the listening, but the circle is doing the talking. So the most important thing is to listen deep, as deep as the womb, and let the words come out of my mouth, out of my other self's mouth. And so if someone already said something that one is thinking about, there's no need to re-say it. It's not about being heard. It's about hearing and listening to what is being said to us by the circle. And you will see that a lot is being said between the words. There's a lot of weaving and a lot of things that aren't said, but you hear them, you feel them, you experience them. We invite you into that. We share this space with respect. This is a potluck of offerings. As you're listening, be respectful, please. Even if something doesn't nourish you, it may be nourishing for your other self, another woman that is sharing the space. And when you share, please share with respect to yourself, to your other selves, here in the circle and beyond, to time and attention that are limited because we are human. If you're not sure, just do not, one of the ways to do it is do not mention names. So even if I and Mona had the same experience when we were walking and I stepped on some shit and she thought it was really funny and I thought of all the times that I stepped in shit, we could be sharing the same experience from these very different views. And when she speaks, I can see how it could be funny. And when I share, maybe it will help her also see all of the times that she felt like I did. And so there's not one truth, and we do not judge. We ask to listen with the innocence of a child hearing something for the first time and not judging it, just taking in the experience. Like think of the first time you heard of a platypus or pyramids or unicorn or God or something that you were saying to yourself afterwards, is that real? But that is not the question. At first, you just take the story in, and we ask to remain clear of judgment, of marketing, of counseling, of advising, or arguing, or planning what you are going to say. Really connect to the womb that is cyclic but different. Every time it's a different egg, it's a different ovule. Every time we are different, we are changing. Allow that change. Allow this one-time moment that is here now alive, and the next moment it dies. Let us be as alive as those moments. Let the circle speak through you if you are to speak. There is no cross-talking. You do not have to speak, even our speakers. You do not have to speak, for in these circles, even if you do not speak, you will be heard. It's about the listening. We speak only the truth, which is our own truth out of what we know through our own lived experience. And when we talk about what we know, it's again a knowing that is as deep as the womb. In the Bible, Adam knew Eve and then she conceived. It is not something from the brain, it is something from the cells, it is something from the womb, it is something as a deep experience, knowing. And then again, could be different truth, but that is something that you can speak on behalf of yourself, not of anyone else but you, because they have their own cells, their own experiencing, their own knowing. And this is what we're inviting here. And when this is done, sometimes it's uncomfortable because sometimes there will be very opposing truths, but we can expand. We as women know it. When I was pregnant, I felt nausea and hunger at the same time. And I thought, am I going crazy? But my body said, no, you are going pregnant. And if we allow that discomfort, something truly new can begin to exist in us and eventually possibly outside of us. So this is a wish, if you will. It's not a promise. And we need all of you to help us hold this energy. And usually in traditional talking circles, it's also confidential. What goes on in the womb stays in the womb. But this is live streamed for the benefit of other women. So I'm asking our women of wisdom to be mindful of that too. And with that, maybe we can have the opening prayer, Gen.
Yes, thank you, Yael, for willing to help. I will say also in that opportunity, thank you for all our speakers today. And thank you for the group Wise of the Rise of the Women, the Wise Women. I got confused already. So we can pray together this call to pray together and to gather to pray for whatever it is happening here and all over also, not only here. So we will start with the opening prayer, and Kesem, go for it.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. First of all, I want to say thank you for the opportunity of being here and opening this beautiful and very, very special space that I ever been in. Came out from a very sad situation, but we believe that will bring light and support to whoever needs. So if all of us can kind of close our eyes, take a big, big breath. And I kind of want to ask for permission to open this space, permission to hold this space of women, talk and share, to support. I want to invite the spirit of the East to come and sit with us, to come and be with us here, to help us and guide us, to bring us the light of the rising sun of the East of every morning, to connect us to our guides, to our ancestors here in this land, in this place, in the Middle East, and to remind us of all of our ancestors, all of our guides, and all of our teachers. Each and every one of us can connect with her guides and invite us to be with them, to invite them to be with us here. I want to ask from the spirit of the south to come and sit with us here, to light us fire, to hold our space in our long, long walk, to remind us that we have each other, to remind us that we have our brothers, the plants, the flowers, the birds, our animals, that is our brothers, each and every one of us, the animals that they're connected with. So I want to invite you, please, to come and support us and help us, spirit of the south, of the plants, and of the animals, our brothers and sisters. I want to ask, please, from the spirit of the north to come and sit with us here, to bring us kind of fresh breeze from the mountains of Mount Shasta and Mount Hermon here. Spirit of Rapena to be with us here and to guide us in this time. I would like to ask from the spirit of the west, the big seas, the water, to come and be with us here, to wash us and help us sit together, to soften our words and to soften our actions, and just to remind us how much life there is in the water. So thank you for the water, for that spirit. I want to call the spirit of above, the sun and our moon, to bring us their light here, to help us to light our way, the stars. And each and every one of us is connected to one of these elements. So I would like to ask them to be with us here, to help us. Spirit of the land, I'm inviting you especially to be here, to hold us, to be our wound for all our seeds of dreams and hopes, all our prayers. Thank you again in this opportunity. You are our mother, everybody's mother. You are holding us and feeding us and giving us food and water and life. Especially I want to help and I want to call for help for the spirit of the center, which is our heart, each and every one of us, our specific special light, all of our women that are here, and all the women all over the world. I want to kind of ask for open heart and connection, for softness, for love, and for good connection between all of us. Thank you for all the spirits and for all our guides. Thank you for all the elements to come and sit with us here. I want to put intention for this prayer, for peace, for unity, for clean water for every human being and every being on this planet, and for peace again and again and again with ourselves and with others. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So we'll continue with Diana.
Toda, Shalom, Salam Alaikum. I want to start, as we always do, with kindling a light outside, kindling a light inside. Kindling the light of our womb and heart in this moment. Taking a moment, if you want to put your candle down so that you can be fully present to yourself. Inviting us to close our eyes and to put both of our palms on our womb. And to feel the aliveness of our womb in this moment. To feel her, to say hello to her, to tune into her, to be present for our womb in our womb circle here. And from the depth of our womb, calling the wombs, the hearts, the spirit of our mothers, of our grandmothers, of our great-great-grandmothers, to come and be with us, each and every one of her, a womb that carried life, a womb that carried pain, a womb that bled for years. Feel them behind you, gathering behind you, your mother's line, your father's mother's line, both sides. Women who gave birth to women, who gave birth to women, who gave birth to women, and men who gave birth to you. And the wombs of all mothers that are mourning now on this land, on this earth, anywhere of this mother earth of ours. Let's take a moment to connect the wombs of all mothers, past, present, and future. The mothers that walked this land and gave birth on these lands all over Mother Earth. The mothers everywhere, that have lost, that are mourning, that are in pain, that are crying tears of blood from their wombs, whose hearts are broken. Let us be with them now for a moment, connecting our wombs together, our hearts together, our tears together. Allowing ourselves to touch the pain of the mothers, to help the wombs of the grieving mothers share the load for one moment. Maybe all we can in any given moment is to move in and out of the pain. As much as we can take, we need to honor our own capacity. And yet the wombs together are sharing, enlightening the burden somewhat, as we all are contained in the great, vast womb of our Mother Earth. As all of our wombs are connected in a circle, the womb of Mother Earth engulfs us in her infinite compassion. Arachem arachamim, rachami aleinu, womb of compassion, have mercy on us. And for a moment, feeling the gaze of Mother Earth on all of our wombs, her infinite, compassionate acceptance, her infinite, compassionate love for each and every one of us humans, for all the mothers, moving from the depths of their pain to the depths of the compassion that we can accept into ourselves from the depths of Mother Earth right now. And allow her to engulf you, to engulf us in her infinite womb of possibilities. Let's feel this together. And together, let's plant the seed in the collective womb, a seed of collaboration, a seed of coexistence, a seed of side-by-sideness, of seeing each other fully, of being seen fully, of being willing to see the other fully, of being willing to accept the other as myself, any other. For we all come from the womb. And we are all contained in the great womb of us all, of the mother of us all. And breathe into your womb. Feel her aliveness. Let her know that you are present for her as she is present for you at all times. The womb of possibilities always contains all possibilities. Which possibility are we choosing right now? The possibility of going into compassion always exists. Let's breathe in compassion and breathe out compassion. keeping our eyes closed. Let's begin to return in our consciousness into this moment while feeling the connection to all mothers, to all living beings, to all wombs, to the womb of Mother Earth. Yet more and more gradually bringing our attention to the physical body, your body as it sits on the chair right now. Remembering the flame of the candle outside your inside, remembering your surrounding, the space you're in, remembering the screen before you with all faces of sisters from around the world. Feeling your body present, allowing your toes to wiggle, your fingers to wiggle, to bring your awareness more and more into this moment, into your body, into the consciousness of right now. And when you're feeling fully here and ready, let your eyes gently open. And welcome back.
Thank you, Diana. Beautiful. So the way we wanted to make it is to connect the beginning, to open the space, then connect to our wombs. So then from that place we can hear more words and prayers. So thank you, Diana, for bringing that color and that vibration. Well, Anna is with us. There is a lot of moon dance sisters here from all around the world, also in the group. Many of them probably will see the recording tomorrow. Abuela Ana is the abuela, she's the grandmother that holds the moon dance circle in Costa Rica, in Puiscal. And I asked from her if she can speak today to give us a little bit from her wisdom and maybe just to give us a little bit air from a different perspective of what's going on here, the bigger picture. So, Abuela, thank you for waiting to come.
Thank you. First of all, I want to thank you and all the sisters who invited me and make it possible to be here. I'm honored to be able to share with all of you. I know that from our perspective, that we know that we have the intuition, or the females have the intuition. And that's why we take over when there's some breaking up point, time of changes, time of transformation. And we know that we can help through our prayer. This is the most important thing. The first thing is to trust in our prayer. In our case, because we're moon dancers, we carry a symbol that is very strong and that we can use for elevating our prayers, and that we, by trusting and having a strong intent, can use to manifest a special vibration that will touch the whole world. If we trust and if we're centered, we can just help in this way. Because in this moment, sometimes we're human beings. Sometimes we say, oh my God, what can I do? What can I do? I can pray. And also I can trust that the group prayer is stronger than the individual prayer. And as we belong to groups, We can just start praying. No matter if we're not with a group, we call the spirit of the group, like when we are in the moon dance and we pray with our pipes alone in the house. I put myself in a circle and I see the one who is in the front of me in the back, and I start praying and calling all my sisters to give potency to the prayer that I want to manifest. We come from a tradition that is connected to observation to the universe and to observation to nature. And we know deep inside that nature keeps always the balance. And that when we have to go through strong moments, it's because we need to have a special teaching and we need to observe and listen, not to have fear, not to have doubts, but to have trust. The trust is very important, and to center your intent in your third eye. And if you feel that your thoughts, because of the waves of whatever is happening, are taking you out of your center, then there's a breathing exercise that you can look that is called Nadi Shodhana, that you breathe with one nostril and then you shift to the other one. And that breathing thing, I call it the wiper, because it cleans your mind and you can go into the center again. And then you can manifest whatever you want in the direction you want. And we need to trust that the universe has a wisdom, and that wisdom is in action now. And when we think we cannot do something, we just open the hands and say, Great Mother, Great Father, I know you're in action, and I just wait. I put and elevate my intent, I put my prayer high, and I will just wait and listen and observe so I don't lose the teaching that we're going to receive in this moment. This is very important. Don't jump in giving opinions. Don't take part. Just listen and observe what nature is manifesting in this moment. Don't be afraid of the future, because all we have is the now. And if you're thinking of the future, you're losing this moment and you're losing the teaching. So important to be in the present moment. So important to trust in the power of all the women, that when we're together and we want to manifest something, it's going to happen. And when it's not happen, then the breaking point comes, so that everything will change. You have to understand that things that sometimes we think are no good are going to be the best thing for us to live. Sometimes I sit in my balcony and I said, oh God, why do I have to live in this moment now? And then I say, oh, please forgive me. I understand. I have to see something here. I have to wait and listen and trust. This is so important. I have to keep my energy level high. And I keep my energy level high by being in my intent center and not allowing any negative energy to come inside of me. Following the order of nature. And when my energy level is high, then I can manifest this beautiful vibration of love that I want to spread all over. And I have no doubt that it's going to get to whatever I want to send it, and it's going to make a change. And you know, every little bit helps. If we're all together with little bits, everything is going to manifest. First, trust, please. Another thing is go inside of you. Go deep inside and do meditation. Whenever you feel out of balance, go inside and look for the truth that is inside. Look for your connection to the universe, to the creator, in whatever matter you want to call it. The truth is in there. Go inside, meditate, bring the balance, and pray again. And pray again. We can make mistakes. It's okay. That's why we're here. We're learning. But observe, and listen. And we don't listen with the ear. The ear is just an instrument. Our brain is the one who listens and then who passes the thoughts through our hearts so we can manifest the right vibration. Don't let yourself give in anger and fear because that's your liver energy. And we don't want our liver to be hurt or anybody to be hurt. We want peace and we want love. And this is very important. So now I want you to go to the values of the woman and to work them in the right way and understand what is our mission. Your values are humbleness, love, centeredness, intuition, femininity, and connected to the Great Mother and to the energy of all the females of the world. I know the good is going to be manifest, and we will see the result of these magical prayers that all of you are making an effort. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being the way you are. Thank you for manifesting this prayer. I love you all with my heart. Ometeon.
Gracias, abuela.
Gracias.
Thank you. Okay, we will continue to our next speaker, Mona, please. So wait, before you start, I want to introduce, because there is 4 of us, facilitator of this group, the wise women that make this reality happen, made this urgent call basically. So it's me, my name is Chen Rotem, Kesem, what is your family name? Kesem Itzhaki, Mayan Marton, and Mona Shaheen. And this prayer, there is alarm in Tel Aviv. Okay, go to the shelter, whoever need to go. So I think, Mona, if you can go ahead and continue to, please.
Oh, thank you for the opportunity and possibility to sit together and pray together. I don't know if the women in Tel Aviv left. I see the same number here, so I'm not sure if there are women in Tel Aviv or we're just informed. So praying for your safety and well-being. Just for a minute. And as I said, my name is, okay. Thank you for the information. So my name is Mona. I am a Palestinian Arab living in Haifa. And I've been walking this path for years now. And I was wondering what I wanted to say. I'm not, like, I don't feel like I very often know how to say things and what to say. But I found that while I'm sitting here, I'm finding it really hard. I found it hard to be sitting here with you all and praying, because I did not see even one Arab name in the group. And I know that there's another group praying for Gaza now, and it was like, why should I be sitting with so many people who are not Palestinian and praying not for Gaza right now? And I checked in with myself, like, what is happening when I'm doing that? What is going into my being when I'm choosing to be participating in this? And I want to say that my commitment to the group of women is really, it's very deep. My commitment to the prayer is really deep. And my commitment to the prayer for both sides is really deep. Unfortunately, like, we don't have right now Palestinian women here or Arab women, but I pray that we will be more people willing to pray together. But kind of like it made me think, actually, like in the meditation, it actually more than think, like what really would make someone choose to pray for the togetherness of us. And it came to me when we were praying for the womb and connecting to the womb right now, and thinking of, okay, well, what happens? Like, because what's happening right now is that there are two people here, everyone frightened. Each one is completely connected to their narrative of the story, to their victimhood, and to the people who are, you know, like being wounded on this side or that side. Unfortunately, we're expecting more people to be losing, you know, their lives. I imagine that all of us know what happened in the South for the Jewish people, and probably many of us do know that so many people are being killed now in Gaza every minute. And that's really hard, you know, that's really hard. And really hard to also manage to take the position of praying for all. And I just had an image of my two children. I have twins that really love to fight. And when they fight and I start listening to their story, it seems like each one of them is really right. So what had been happening to me in the last day is that I started talking to people about the political side. Like, I'm always in my fear as women from this war and carrying the pain of killing and carrying the pain of fight. And it's like, always I want to protect myself. So I was like, okay, I just want to listen. Like, I really want to know what's happening. So I spoke to my partner and asked him to give me like history lesson. And then today I was talking to another friend and listening to the Israeli side of this story. And I started like getting into this idea, you know, like how, like who's right and who's wrong. I was like, wait a minute, it's not here. Like, my feminine energy is not there. And when my children fight, what I do is I give them love, both of them. I just hold them and give them love. And what's happening here is fight also for the land, but also fighting for, I guess, power. And I think that this is all coming because we forget that we're loved, because we're not connected to the mother. We're not connected to the earth. We forget our connection to nature. So many of us are so far. We're living in these buildings and, you know, far from nature, far from the plants, far from the animals. We just forget to feel the love of the earth. And so what to do? This was my next question, like, what do we do now? And I think that this is where our role comes in as women, to alleviate the vibration of the mother and the feminine in general. You don't have to be a mother to bring the feminine energy. I don't really think that we all have to be mothers. I think that we carry the feminine energy within our being. I mean, I myself really was carrying the flag that I'm not going to be a mother until it just happened to me. But really, I don't think that femininity has to do, like, it is, you learn something when you become a mother, but it's not about that. It's really about carrying, as you said, in our wombs, the love to all beings. And I think that we need to strengthen this energy, bring it forth into the world. Like, really hold it and shine it through until somehow it might get to the people. Because I believe that what's happening now is that, like, everyone's fighting and so much anger around, and we really, really need to hold the light. We really have to hold firm to the light and just keep it, you know, like, and not get carried away by our anger, not get carried away by anything that, you know, the devilish energy is taking us to separation. Really, it's not about that. It's just about loving life. It's not even about loving humans. It's about loving life for all beings. So here I am praying with you all, really for the strengthening of hope, because this is what I would like to do somehow. Just somehow bring compassion to the hearts of everyone, and somehow hope that the people going through whatever they're going through manage to I don't know, maybe use this somehow to break free of this illusion. And yeah, so just doing that. I don't know what else to do right now. So thank you for the stage to talk this.
Yeah. Thank you, Mona, for that voice. Yeah. Yeah, all the voices here is important, and thank you for bringing that. because we are here together praying for peace and not for war. So thank you. And we will continue with another beautiful, beautiful woman that I really, really love, Mary Frances, Little Brave. She's from Asheville at the moment, and maybe you can present a little bit more about you. I can say that I'm working with her many, many years, and you're a big inspiration for me. Every time your words are a lot of teaching, so thank you for willing to speak here. And yeah, you have the mic.
Thank you. I feel honored to be here and to be in person this way with each of you, and in these times and at this moment, and to hear the sharings from the heart and the wisdom. And I sit with a felt presence of these beautiful and powerful words of compassion and of love. They're of peace. There's so much medicine in these words. And there's so much medicine in prayer, in the potential of prayer. Myself, I'm a mother of 5 children. I've been walking the prayer path for over 30 years. I'm in a phase in my life and that lines up with this time of understanding how to have experiences of pain, of grief, of hurt, of trauma, of these things that disrupted my being, to see them, to feel them. And so to know the wisdom of the womb, the wisdom of love, the wisdom and the medicines of this compassion, I had to take a journey deep within myself to know how to have experienced and seen those things and had the emotional responses to them and still find my center. That place in the core of my being when I can remember, regardless of where I am, my connection to nature. To remember that regardless of what's going on around me or through other people or ones that are making decisions that affect my life, my family, I know that that connection of the earth, the air, the fire, the water is within me. My connection to the light source of God that I've always offered my prayers to is within me. So I'm coming through a time of being faced with challenge after challenge to wonder, how do I do this? So for myself, I've understood that compassion is an action. Compassion, it's a feeling, but it's a feeling that gets put into action. And some of the hardest times to apply those potent medicines is when we're touched, when we're seeing it, when we're living it, when it's happening to our loved ones, when it's happening, when it feels like we have no control. So I invite you all to remember that connection that resides within you and to make room for all of the feelings, for the emotions. Make room for them. Make room for that sadness. Make room for that anger. But don't lose yourself. Don't lose that connection. Hold it, maintain it, know it, even in those moments, so that you can choose wisely, so that you can listen, so that that trust and that faith becomes unwavering. And it's a practice. Because sometimes we pray for healing, and what was wounded comes to the surface. And then pretty soon we think it doesn't look like healing to me. Maybe it doesn't even feel like healing to me. So how do we maintain that trust and that faith in those moments? Because those moments come. So we know we have breath, and we know when we have those moments to ourselves or with sister and we feel that love, that conversation moves into that place of care. Take that moment. Take that moment. Invite your sister, yourself into that place of knowingness of the connection. Take that deep breath and take another step. That's an embodiment of the feminine expression that Muna was describing to me. That's the feminine capacity, is to hold more than just one. We're multitaskers, we're multi-thinkers. We can have many, many children, many, many creations, many, many projects. We have the capacity to hold this and create from this place the prayer. The prayer is the living embodiment of that which you seek. So if you want to pray for peace, breathe that peace in, taste that peace, see that peace, hear that peace, think that peace. How does peace think? How does peace view it? How does peace smell and feel? That is how we ask and let it be given. And yet, since it goes beyond us into something that wraps around this globe, what we can do is feed into that chain of the people that are praying for peace everywhere and grow that vibration so that the change comes from the inside out. That's my prayer. That's my faith. That's the guidance I've received. That's what keeps me going, and knowing that that's what we're here for in this time, to contribute to the change, to the transformation, to the birth. Maybe we're in labor.
Mhm.
So I thank you all for your beautiful presence. I thank you for your beautiful hearts, that desire for peace, the desire to come together, to connect. It is through connection that we heal, through connection that we make these changes. And we can do it right where we are and make that connection like a satellite of this, around this earth, of immense power. So thank you. Mitakuye Oyasin.
Thank you, Mary Frances. Wow. All right. So my name is Chen Otem. I live next to Haifa in the Holy Land. And I would like to share also a few things. This situation that is happening here is super shocking for me personally, for most of the people that are here on this land at the moment. I think it shaked all over the world. Basically, this spot in the earth is a very, very sacred spot, and there is places here that are affecting all over the earth, or the humanity, I would say. And the war that is happening here right now is representation of many, many, many traumas that renewed themselves from years to years to years. And I feel it in my bones, I feel it in the cells of my body that we have chance, basically one more chance to wake up from this nightmare, that here, this is how I feel, that this is a nightmare. And I feel that we have a chance to wake up from it, and to stand up also as women together, and also with the faith of praying, of leading a new way, bringing more brightness to this world. So that was the calling of this group. That was the calling of the prayer, not to hide anymore, and to step forward, and to bring energy of beauty, energy that believe that we can make it better, that we can dream a different reality for our children and for the next generation, and that we can heal all the generation behind that experienced all these traumas, and also us experiencing, whoever is experiencing the trauma in this actual moment. We can heal it, and I believe it in every little. So it's never too late. This is how I see it. It's never too late, and I feel that the universe is asking from us to come together and to gather the power of the prayer, of the togetherness. So it's not each one of us is very powerful, sitting in her house, praying, doing her own magic, each in her own way. And I don't know when is the time for us to collect together and to gather our powers together, to do something about it, and to trust that we can. So that was the call of this group, and I am continuing to make this call to bring more women, to continue to do it every day. And the work with Palestinian, the common work, is a work that is necessary. Is necessary because we are living here together, and the wound of this land of the Middle East is bleeding, really bleeding at the moment. So the war is not between Israel and Palestine. It's between peace to choose for us, if we choose to be in peace, or if we choose to be in war and violent. So that would be for me the place to bring and to help us, each other, to choose that, and to go beyond whatever it is that's happening here. And I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy for me. Also, it's not easy. I also feel that what I've been asked to do at the moment, so I can maintain my vibration high as I can, as we go through this dream to a different dream, a new dream. So I thank you all for being here also, and I thank all the women that are dedicating their time to pray for all the humanity, because I feel that whatever is happening here is just a mirror, but it's affecting all humanity all over, all the places that has suffer at the moment, suffering. So I want to give thanks for that, and honor our hearts and our wombs, and all the spirits that are looking at us from above, willing to help us to go through that. And I pray that we will know how to make them the space to enter and to guide us more and more, to go through it in the easiest way we can, with as less horrifying and things that will happen here, and much more beauty to come. And Yael, if you want to say a few words, thank you all for listening. And I would ask from Yael to say a few words before we will close the prayer, and with the eclipse going on at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you to all of you who shared. I feel my heart. I do feel we are all our other selves. As each of the speakers was speaking, I could feel she's speaking for me and through me. So thank you for this circle, and thank you for all of the listening that has enabled the speakers to open up in that way. When I started diving into these circles, it was actually when I was in Israel, and there was in February 2019, there were 2 women murdered within a week. I don't know if you remember it. One was Arab and the other one was Jew. And they both were young. They both were killed very brutally by young men. And I had my 2 girls, they were very young. And I was sitting in front of the computer crying at night about the world I'm bringing them into. And as I was crying, trying to distract, going on Facebook, and of course, social media just amplified it all. I just cried. And then a Facebook friend that I hardly knew came up and just sent me a personal message asking how I am in a sincere way. And, you know, I shared in that moment, like you sometimes do when you're in a vulnerable place and someone asks you the right question at the right time. And I just told her how I'm feeling. It's beyond our region, and it's beyond the pain of just Israel, Palestine, and I could feel the masculine in me bashing the feminine in me. And how am I going to raise 2 girls into such a world? And she was crying with me, and she was a Palestinian from Gaza, not a mom, very different than me, supposedly the other, right? Supposedly my enemy, but she was my sister. And at that moment, we both knew that we are connected. And then we cried a bit, and we parted. And then a friend of mine who is a Jewish settler from one of the settlements came on and also sent me, and also we started talking and crying together. She knew the Jewish woman who was murdered, and we're very different. Again, she has many more kids than me. I was a single mom. She was married, different sides of the political, like she wasn't supposed to be my other self. She was supposed to be my other. But then again, I felt with her like I did with the woman from Gaza. And then I just wish we could all sit in a circle together and feel that sisterhood. And of course we can't because government. But then we have technology. And so we started doing these circles on Zoom, beyond borders, beyond government, beyond what anyone tells us. And my man here, when I told him I'm thinking of doing that, he said, bring more women from other countries. I said, oh, for safety. He said, maybe. And when we did that, I realized that once women get together from all over, we don't just protect each other. This became not about the conflict, but about the feminine. And this is a force that even governments cannot stop. So I really urge us to keep doing this and to keep thinking how to weave in more women and understand. My friend, my Palestinian friend, was then arrested for being a peace speaker, a peacemaker. So for some women, they're not here with us because they just cannot be. And we have to honor it and respect it and feel they are with us. And maybe they are silent because it is too dangerous to speak out, like Mona, brave Mona, has agreed to do for us today here. But it is not to be taken for granted, and they are with us. And Spirit sometimes speaks through me in rhymes. And before I started the first circle we did with different women, this is what came, and I would like to share with you. Bear with me, I haven't done this in a while. One is the traditional Unangan Aleut Alaskan greeting here of my men's tribe. It means hello and peace, shalom salam, my other self. So, hello, my other self. You know, in a way, I'm you. And in a way, you are me too. We are moms, not bums. The fruit of our wombs should not feed the tombs made of fear, war, and hate. We're not taking that bait because we're here to co-create something new. New. When we give birth, we feel the earth. We feel the motherhood of every otherhood. We feel the might of keeping the right to love, cry, thrive, to be alive. So we can try to fly, Ulai. We're gonna die, so why not try? Some loving and some living. Some say it's danger, but that's every birth. This would be a life changer, so for what it's worth, I'm asking you to trust, go into the heart, let go of wounds of past, have nature around and within, let you know that in a way, I am you. I am human. I am a human with a womb. I am a woman. I am this woman. We are these women. We are this world. We know that blood can turn to milk and we can bleed without a knife. And through our valleys of dark silk, a seed may turn into a life. Our so-called weakness here at present, it holds a future as a present. May all the strength and might and power all give it way to become our newborn selves from wombs of peace. Thank you. Toda. Shukran.
Thank you, Yael. Very beautiful. All right. Thank you. So we will finish with the closing prayer. Mona, your time.
Right? Right? Oh, okay. Before going into the prayer, with permission, I just need to express one last thing. As I want to say that praying for peace and praying for the well-being of all does not mean that we have to accept the situation as it is. Activism and, like it can come together with prayer, not accepting lack of justice. It's really important. Like when I say that it's not there, the answer doesn't mean that I say, okay, well, keep it the way it is and I'll just pray and whatever, no. I think that we should do what it needs to be done to change the situation, but also connect to our love in our hearts. So thank you. Sorry if this over too much. I took the chance to speak again. So I invite us to sit here, like really just come in, come together, come back into ourselves, our hearts, our wombs, cultivating these words, like really allowing them to sink, to fill our bodies, to fill our being, and just connect, really connect. I think it's so important that we connect, that we open the space within ourselves to allow everything to be present, whatever it is, as painful as it is. Just calling for us women to be able to open the space, first of all, for ourselves to experience everything and allow it to be, and then allow the feelings to happen. I sit here together with you, sisters, and I'm calling in our guides, our spiritual guides, our allies, our animal spirits. I'm calling in each and every one. Bring in your allies and your energy. Call in to join us in this prayer. I'm calling in Great Spirit. Please come accompany us here in our prayer today, in our prayer tonight, at this very, very special time. Because we need your help. Because we forget. Because I alone am so small. What can I do? But joining the womb and the heart of these women together, joining all of us together, and joining you, spirits, present here with us, that gives a little bit more hope. So joining forces and calling in for the spiritual part to come in and help us spread love and light. Bring in the light. Help us hold the light within our hearts. Help us to hold light in our wombs. Help us to be those who are firmly, firmly standing strong, calling for peace, calling for love to prevail. I call in the element of water to allow the feelings to be here, to allow them to flow, the tears, because when tears flow, the anger somehow starts to dissolve. So I'm calling the water element to be present with us here, the pure waters. There is that pure, pure, pure water, calling it to come and wash the hearts, wash the fire, make it calm down a little bit. Asking for the water to flow, flow in our bodies, flow energetically, to flow, clean everything. Quench our thirst. Allow us to be soft. Allow us to be compassionate. Please help us. Help us bring peace into this world. Help us bring the feminine forth. Help us do some change. Show us the way. Teach us what to do. Teach us every day what we need to do in order to bring something more hopeful and more life-loving into this life, into this world, into earth. I'm calling in the light with all of us together, just calling in some light of love to come and fill the Holy Land and all its parts. Please, we need the light right now. May it open the hearts of everyone, all of the sad ones, all of the warriors, all of the children, everyone. Come, light, be present with us. Because when light is here, we feel love and we act differently. So just spreading the light, asking you to come and be here upon the Holy Land. And spreading the light to everywhere else where there's war vibrating right now. And where suffering vibrating right now. Sending all these beautiful metta wishes, beautiful loving wishes. May all creatures be freed of suffering. I pray for the freedom of our hearts from all our stories and all our traumas, just freedom to come so that we function as better human beings. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for praying with me now.
Thank you, Mona. Right, beautiful, wise woman. Thank you all for being here, praying with us, holding with us this beautiful space of hope. And I wish all of us the quiet, peaceful days. And I also pray for a miracle to happen here. So thank you for all the speakers. Thank you, Mary Francis. Gracias. Gracias, Abuela Ana. Yael, thank you. Mayan, thank you for facilitating this group with me, with us, Muna, Kesem. And you are super welcome to bring more and more women. We'll continue.
Thank you, Chen, for creating this opportunity for all of us to share together.
Thank you, everybody, for being together.
Thank you for all your words. Women are still writing thank yous and thank yous. So thank you. It's taken in and appreciated. And I really also
Thank you for all your wisdom here.
And I really want to use this, stage to say thank you, Chen. Really, again, not only for creating this, but for like our personal connection and making it possible for me to keep the belief, you know, in this connection and this shared prayer. So thank you for that, sister. Thank you so much.
Shukran, Toda. Thank you.
Thank you. Blessings to each and every one. Mhm. Mhm.
Thank you for all the love share. Thank you for Muna for for her wisdom and teaching. Really touched my heart. Blessing to
Thank you. My
Magic.
experience.
You have to be here because you're the light. You bring the light to us too in many ways, and we need you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for each and every one that are here with us. Really, it wouldn't be the same without each and every one of you. So we hear your voice even if you didn't speak. Really, and we thank you so much for your support. It couldn't be the same. We kind of ask if you can continue spreading our cause and our group, and we'll continue being here every day until the situation will calm down and until all our prayers will be answered, hopefully. So if you can spread it more through your groups and your friends, much appreciated.
Thank you, Chen and Kesem. You're gorgeous. It's a dream come true for me, this group, and thank you, all of you, for your hearts.
Déjame ver qué pasó aquí con esta computadora.